When we talk about a rich person's house, many people think about money. They think about marble, a huge chandelier, an extremely expensive sofa, a signed work of art. But today, it's not about that. Because true wealth doesn't begin with the price of things. It begins with a feeling. It's that house you walk into and suddenly breathe more deeply. It feels organized, but not cold. It's beautiful, but also comfortable. It welcomes you. It embraces you. To me, a rich house is one where you feel peace, where everything seems intentional, where there is no excess, no visual clutter, no rush. It's the house where you enjoy being and where you feel proud to welcome the people you love. And the best part? It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with choices. Today, I'm going to show you 8 things every rich house has and that you can have too. Because sometimes it's not about spending more. It's about understanding what truly transforms a space. If you want your home to feel more sophisticated, more pleasant, and more welcoming, stay with me until the end. Because maybe all that's missing is just one detail. 1. Internal organization of cabinets. It may seem strange to start with something no one sees, but a rich house begins exactly there. Because when the inside of a cabinet is organized, the outside of the house changes. You open the door and find what you need. You fold things calmly. You put everything back in the right place. This creates a sense of control, of care, of a life that is not based on improvisation. A rich house is not one that only looks beautiful when guests arrive. It is one that works in everyday life. And when you know everything is organized inside, you walk through your home differently. You feel lighter. Wealth is also this: peace of mind. 2. A truly full and well-dressed bed. A flat, lifeless bed gives a sense of neglect. A rich house has a bed that feels like an invitation. Pillows with volume, structured cushions, a throw carefully placed. It's not about excess, it's about presence. When a bed is well made, the bedroom changes level. It stops looking like just any space and starts to feel like a hotel room. And what does a hotel convey? Care, comfort, rest. The bed is the largest piece of furniture in the bedroom. If it isn't properly dressed, nothing else makes up for it. 3. Fabrics with a beautiful drape. You can have the best sofa in the world. If the cushion cover is pulling tight, if the curtain is crooked, if the throw is tossed carelessly, the space loses elegance. A rich house has fabric that falls beautifully, that follows the shape of the furniture, that looks like it was meant to be there. It's subtle, but our eyes notice. The right drape brings visual calm, and visual calm is luxury. 4. The right height for pendant lights and chandeliers. Few people talk about this, but poorly positioned lighting gives everything away. Too high and it looks lost. Too low and it becomes uncomfortable. A rich house has proportion, and proportion is what makes a space feel intentional. When a pendant light is at the correct height, it relates to the table. When a chandelier is centered, it organizes the space. And this creates an almost invisible sense of harmony. And harmony is one of the greatest forms of sophistication. 5. A tray to organize objects. You know when you look at a countertop and it seems like there aren't many items, yet it still feels visually cluttered? Sometimes it's not about excess. It's about a lack of intention. A rich house groups things together. A tray on a console table, in the guest bathroom, on the coffee table, it visually organizes what would already be there. Remote control, candle, book, perfume, soap. When objects relate to one another, the house feels intentional. And when it feels intentional, it feels sophisticated. It's not about buying more. It's about organizing better what you already have. 6. Natural plants. A plant is not just decoration, it is life. A rich house almost always has something natural inside, even if it's just a simple leafy plant. Because green softens rigidity, it brings freshness, it brings balance. And the most interesting part is that a plant does not have to be expensive, but it does need to be healthy. Clean leaves, a well-proportioned pot, nothing neglected. A well-cared-for plant conveys the feeling that the house is well cared for too, and care is luxury. 7. Invisible organization. It's not about the house being empty, it's about it not feeling overloaded. A rich house does not have visible wires, piles of paper, plastic packaging on display, or 1,000 items competing for attention. It has surfaces that can breathe. When you walk into a space like that, you feel calm, and calm is one of the greatest forms of wealth someone can have today. Invisible organization does not draw attention, but it completely changes perception. 8. A sense of a well-maintained routine. This may be the most important one. A rich house does not look like it was cleaned only because someone is coming to visit. It looks cared for every single day. The towel is in place, the bed was made with intention, the sink is not piled up. It's not perfection, it's consistency. And when you take care of your home daily, you begin to see yourself differently. You begin to understand that you deserve to live well, that you deserve comfort, that you deserve peace. And in the end, that is what makes a house feel rich. It's not the value of the things, it's the value of the care. When we talk about a rich house, it is very easy to associate that word with money. But if you stop to think about it, wealth is a much bigger word than that. Wealth is a feeling. Wealth is well-being. Wealth is walking into your own home and feeling that it is your place in the world. And poverty is not only about money either. Poverty in this context is neglect. It is excess. It is constant improvisation. It is living in an environment that drains you instead of renewing you. Over time, we were the ones who reduced these words to finances. But when I talk here about a rich house, I am talking about a home that conveys peace, that conveys order, that conveys intention. A house where you feel good, where the people you love feel welcomed, where the environment does not feel heavy. Because before you achieve anything greater, you can already live the feeling. You do not need to wait to earn more to feel deserving of a beautiful space. You do not need to wait for the perfect renovation to start taking better care of what you already have. These habits we talked about today, internal organization, a well-dressed bed, fabrics that drape beautifully, a well-maintained routine, they are not about luxury. They are about attitude. And when you change your attitude inside your own home, something changes inside you as well. You begin to feel more organized, more confident, more prosperous. Prosperity begins with a feeling, and the home is the place where that feeling is built every single day. In the end, wealth is this. It is living in an environment that respects you, welcomes you, and represents you, and that you can begin today. At the end of the day, a house that looks rich is not the one that impresses, it is the one that welcomes. It is the one that makes you take a deep breath when you close the door, that makes you enjoy being there, that makes you take pleasure in hosting the people you love. And if you notice, nothing we talked about here today depends on a lot of money. It depends on awareness. It depends on intention. It depends on care. A home is a reflection of the way we see ourselves. When you begin to treat your space with more respect, more attention, and more affection, you also begin to treat yourself that way, and that is true wealth. If this video made sense to you, tell me in the comments which of these points you already have in your home, or which one you will start applying today. Because transforming your home is often the first step toward transforming the energy of your life. I'm Marietta Fernandez from Decor, and I will see you in the next video.